up or a Walmart pickup on the way home.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All of the above.
Yep. Yeah, like Snapchat's long since been deleted, right? You haven't even been on Instagram in a couple days, right? Like you got the push notification that Fields of Profit was live streaming, so you clicked away from the big booty mix that you've played 4 times so far today.
Okay, we're just talking through the requirements.
Yes.
This is also the season of raising your prices. The next like 5 days are peak time for raising your prices. So you should be checking like your fastest sellers and seeing which of the ones you can like raise your prices on tactically.
I see Aaron in the cut. Miles, you want to fill these homies in on
this
stunt you pulled yesterday?
Yeah. So basically, Peter and Max picked me up from my house in Pennsylvania, and I told Garrett I'll be there in 15 minutes. But little did he know I was calling him down because Aaron flew in to surprise everyone, and I was the only one that knew Aaron was coming.
Oh, that's sick.
So I called Garrett down, and Aaron was just sitting there the first time they've ever met in person. Then Aaron, Steven, and I stayed in Philadelphia that night, and then we went to the airport this morning together and went our separate ways. But Aaron is Chad scaling. Aaron made his first sale on September 8th and did 16 grand in sales with $4,000 profit a few days ago in one day.
That's awesome. He started in September, you said?
September 8th. Yep. But the key here, he was really born on October 11th when he posted the video on Twitter. But there's two initial days there.
Yeah, you have 2 Amazon like birthdays.
Yes. Facts.
The second one is much more important.
Yeah. Bro said scanning the menu is crazy. Bro, that place is good. That was the donut place we were at too last night.
That's the spot. Yeah, Dan and I stayed and hung out for like another 30 minutes after you guys left.
Oh, for real? Oh, I haven't seen Dan in a minute. Yeah, I can't believe he came to hang out with Amazon people. I worked so hard to get him to do it. He finally did.
Yeah, he was. I think, he had just flown in. Yeah, he had just flown in.
Yeah, and he was in Vegas too, because remember he came to Vegas Fogo too.
Yeah, just now he was in LA visiting his brother.
Oh, we'll have to do Fogo for ASD for sure.
That's big. Wow. All started, bro. The buy box bandits. Gabe, we should do a buy box bandits with you as well. But yeah, we're gonna
Richie.
That's Richie with Gabe. Yeah, so you met Gabe at Miami a couple times and ASD. But like it's a absolutely overloaded buy box bandits lineup after all the wealth that's being printed.
Is Richie still pumping content? I feel like I don't see anything
way more than ever. I think. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I know YouTube must be right.
That's a good word. Yeah. Stream full of goats. Appreciated ABS. That's a good nickname there too. For ABS right there. That's hard. I like that.
This is a good question. Approaching 6K sales, 750 credit score. So you have 2 options. And it's really all dependent on the kind of capital, the kind of leverage you have and or are willing to invest in the business. Option 1, if you're restricted on capital, maybe you only have a couple $1,000s that you want to be putting in and buying with inventory, then I would say probably go with the plum. You have more flexibility, especially nowadays with FBM and how quickly things are moving. You have more flexibility for that payoff period extended 6 days. However, if you're lucky enough, or if you've earned the right to be able to have maybe 50,000, couple or tens of thousands to invest in inventory, it's a bit different of a story in the sense that I would probably leverage maybe like a Capital One, like the 2% cashback card. Get more bang for your buck, get more, the 2% adds up pretty heavily, over tens of $1,000s worth of inventory spend, and you don't necessarily need the leverage of the extra payoff period. And so those are probably the 2 options that you can look into.
So somebody had a Twitter growth question. Where'd it go? Oh, what's the best strategy to posting on X for growth? So I'm curious to hear everyone else here's opinion. Mine would be, so if you're newer and if you're new to selling on Amazon, then I would post 1 video every day talking about what you did that day in your business, right? So whatever you worked on, whatever. And then I would write 1 thread every day as well, talking about also, if you're not an expert yet, then whatever you did that day in your business, right? So basically a video version and a written version, and you'll start to connect with other people really quickly.
The video is fine. You don't a thread a day from a beginner would be insanity. It wouldn't mean nothing, and you should spend that time actually.
I guess so, but like if your goal is to grow on Twitter, I mean they ask for X growth tactics, so
I think what's more valuable is an hour like replying and interacting.
The
Yeah.
interaction.
Engaging for sure.
Getting into the replies of people that are doing the numbers you want to be doing, commenting, engaging, putting thought into those engagements. I think that's probably going to be a better with like the video and obviously some tweets showing personality a couple times a day.
Yeah, the personality is the big thing. So you got to think, it's like, what would I do if I wanted as many people as possible to know who I was? It would be the main thing is I would become someone worth following, which is putting in a lot of effort off of Twitter into whatever you're working on, which in this case is probably selling Amazon. And then daily video is going to be huge too. This is going to be the big thing.
Content also comes so much easier, and this, I mean, it sounds cliche, with homies, right? With people that you can mention and shout out and talk about and go on Zooms with and take pictures and tag them, right? Your growth is going to come so much quicker with people that are growing alongside of you.
Yeah, like we had 27 heads at dinner last night, including myself. And
That's crazy that there's that many people in PA.
well, that's the thing. There's a
Some
lot
people
more,
traveled, yeah.
but like everyone for the most part was from a 45-minute radius. But no, the big thing, like this dude was in my replies talking about how can I get involved with this, and he had no videos on his profile. He had made one engagement. He had one reply in the past 90 days. I looked at his activity, right, and then he was tweeting like once a month. So I was like, step one is you got to exist, right? You got to get in the conversation and such, right? Okay, cool. All right. So dude, you're already pumping. Okay. So you are already someone that other people want to do, but doesn't get views for some reason. Look at the stuff that is getting views and study why it's getting views. Cause it's either
It's the same as reverse sourcing your products that you're probably sourcing, right? It's like figure out what's working and then put your own spin on it. That's all content creation.
That was such good banter when Chris in the group chat was like, "Oh, tweet Hunter reverse or sourced from my Twitter feed."
That was hilarious, dude. That was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, but like in terms of Twitter growth, right? If you take Corey as a good example of someone who grew quick, right, and obviously 10,000 followers in 10 months is substantial, right? He had the benefit of having the knowledge, having the expertise. He just needed to present that information, right? Now everyone's going to kind of fall into that category. So you have to either earn that leverage with gaining the knowledge, gaining the experience, or kind of just doing the extra work, the back end work to get there.
Well, what I thought was cool too was Chris had a great meetup at his place too. Like similar quantity of people. And I think Chris lives in Orlando, and like there's literally pockets of people all over the country. There just needs to be someone who's like a leader in terms of organizing them, which in this case is myself and then Chris, right? These pockets of cool people exist all over the place, but you know, there's not a shared level of internet existence between enough of them to make it happen. Actually,
Pretty sure he had him at his crib too.
That's lit.
Yeah, Chris had him do it. Yeah, he just had him over
That is lit.
It was like just 30 heads just chilling in his house.
Yeah. My boy Big Papa B Flippin's in the cut there. Yeah, I recognize Dylan from Aura, dealing with Dalton. My friend Brandon's in there from Central Florida. Oh my gosh, Chris is in there too, and then another Chris that I know as well. Fire. Ooh, we got a major
Chris Potter and Chris Grant should just throw a Chris convention. It's all the Chris's of the Amazon.
I have a feeling there's a lot more Chris's.
You have to show your ID that your name is Chris to get invited.
Who's the other guy from Florida that does like the Tough Mudders and stuff?
So Chaz, he's not from Florida. He's from Oregon, but
He's Oregon, right?
He's a good dude though. Yeah,
I don't know why I thought it was Florida.
He's a really good dude.
Chris Potter was looking like a first-round draft pick in that picture of you.
Dude, he's like 6'5". He's like maybe even 6'6". He's like way taller than me.
Yeah, I think I commented like you better.
You're like, you better have dunked in your life.
Yeah.
Like, I have a time or two.
How can you find private label or private brand listings? So none of us really have any experience with private label yet. We're all just kind of buying name brand products and trusted brand products and simply buying and bringing the supply to markets that already exist. What causes an ASIN to go from BSR of 21K to 1.5 million? So it typically happens when listings get manipulated. Amazon merges and kind of separates variations quite frequently, unfortunately. But the good thing is, right, based on Amazon's kind of TOS, it's standard there. It's their desire to have one mutually exclusive listing for every product. And so in that case, if it goes the reverse way, you typically can call an Amazon support and be like, hey, this Amazon was under this parent ASIN before, it is now separated. Can you change that back? And they typically would, right? Because they want one listing for every product. They don't want different standalone ASINs for all sorts of different products.
For sure.
What if Amazon isn't about the money being made, but the friends you make along the
That's
way?
very true, Jim.
Completely true. It is actually is 1,000% true though, right? Because especially if you're younger, you should not be planning to do this forever. You should be planning to parlay the skills, relationships, and capital you acquire from this into big opportunities if you aspire to, do further stuff, which is totally cool if you don't. But like that should be the plan long term. Do you have a video on setting up shipping templates for Q4 FBM? So I think shipping templates are by far the least complicated thing that people think are the most complicated thing, right? All you got to do is go in there right now and put in $25, $30, $35 plus $1 per pound for everything that's not free standard shipping, and then you're done forever. It'll take you about a minute right now. Go ahead and do that, and you'll be good to go.
For sure. Yeah, I also want to add on to the making the friends thing. I got a comment the other day. I was like, what if Amazon like goes away? Like, aren't you worried about that? Like, there's a chance that in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, that this is not going to be the opportunity. But the relationships and the skills you're building, all that kind of stuff, like all of us, it is impossible for us to need to go back to the 9 to 5 even if Amazon went away today. So you guys don't really need to be worried about that kind of stuff. It's building the skill set, finding the connections, all that is what's really valuable.
Yeah, and that's something, just to kind of reiterate that's something I've touched on before in my content, is that, it doesn't really matter the opportunity, right? Amazon wholesale, Amazon OA, anything, right? The skills that you learn in this business you'll be able to apply those skills to any other opportunity. And the reason I like wholesale so much is because it is a very sales heavy business. So if you're a good salesperson, before you ever got to Amazon, you can crush it with Amazon wholesale. And if you crush it in Amazon wholesale, that means you're a good salesperson, and good salespeople will always be able to make unlimited amounts of money. With
the same token, though, even if you're not comfortable in sales, you have no experience, you can still send enough emails, anything will work at scale. Or you send 500 emails, you'll get accounts, you'll get profitable accounts. You don't necessarily have to be doing all the things that kind of Corey mentioned, but there's just so many ways to win.
For sure.
There's a seller update to remove the PL alert for a listing not having a lot of sellers.
We've talked about switching that around, or like even just like the notification. And I agree that there's stuff we can work on with that. So I think that makes sense. But the big thing is just understanding, guys, if you see the private labeler, it's because there's a low amount of sellers. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily private label. It's on you to look and decipher if that's an Adidas product, that it's obviously not private label. And it's on you to, if it's a smaller brand, look at the history, see if there's been a lot of competitive sellers in history, or looking at other products with that brand to verify that they are reseller friendly, making sure it's not the brand selling it, etc.
For sure. Somebody said $1 million sellers vouch at Corey. Yeah, that's where Chris Potter and I were hanging out. We were at the MDS Christmas party for our chapter here in Charlotte. So definitely vouch for that group. That's the only other paid Amazon group that I'm a part of.
Oh, cool. I didn't realize I thought that was recent, or I thought that was like years ago. Cool.
No. Oh, you're saying that picture with Chris?
Yeah. Was that like last night?
That was from like 2 nights ago, Saturday night or Friday night. Yeah. Because he lives in Wax. He's like 30 minutes from me, not even.
Sure.
He's not super far.
Well, how many people go to something like that? Like specifically that kind
I think Corey was like 2 seconds away from completely doxing Chris's town.
Oh no, he lives in Waxhaw, North Carolina. He'd be the first person to tell you. It's not. It's not like it's one street. But how many people come? So I think our chapter is maybe like 20-ish people, and it's like kind of the Southeast. And to that event, I guess including spouses, maybe 20, 25. We really had most people show up aside from maybe like 5 or 6.
Oh, wow. So it's the kind of thing where there's not like a ton of people in each area, basically.
Well, yeah, like our whole chapter pulls from like Virginia, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, South Carolina. So it's like, but like the New York chapter is huge. There's like 40 of them at least.
Oh, nice. Okay, sweet. Okay.
Miles and I were hanging out with so many frat guys last night that I can't not think of frats when you say chapters.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. That's what most people think of, right?
What's crazy is like 10 of the people in that picture were all in the same frat at the same school, and like I'm pretty sure 8 out of 10 of them did 10K their first month.
That's awesome. Somebody, you guys would know better than me. I've never seen this before. Somebody, I guess, donated what, $5? Or is that like
Yeah, dude, Tony's hilarious, man. This is such a good comment too. Once Tony gets on Twitter, he can take the world by storm. That's such a funny comment.
Creighton like run, yeah.
The people need to see it. I would assume that's a Pete Flips question, right?
That low key. I mean, I'm like low key involved with it, but yeah. Also, by the way, did you guys see that Amazon's now charging customers fees for returns?
I saw something about
I
that.
saw they're incentivizing customers to return products. They're offering discounts at what was the retailer? It was like I don't remember the retailer, but it was like, hey, if you return the product at this retailer, then you get like 10% off your next Amazon order or something like that.
That's a
It's crazy.
terrible idea.
I
Yeah,
thought it was
terrible.
an added fee to return.
Yeah. Well, that's what Tona tweeted. Yeah.
Probably
It's always
both.
you've
Both.
always been able to return stuff through Kohl's though. You've always been able to.
It wasn't
but they
Kohl's, it
didn't
was
give you
a
a
random
coupon.
new retailer.
Uh,
They literally are
It's
offering
been-
a
you've been able to
discount
take it
to
to Kohl's.
return.
You've been
Yeah,
able
you
to take
can-
it to Kohl's for like a couple years.
couple years. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh yeah, $10 off at Staples. So I think that's what it was. It's like Amazon, like when you are in the return window on your account, they say like, hey, you're choosing where you want to return the product. Hey, return this at Staples and get $10 off your next, like a $10 credit to your Amazon account or something. Which is
It was an
they're
added fee right
incentivizing
there.
customers to return products.
Does that fee go to seller or Amazon? Definitely Amazon.
Answer your
Bro,
question.
who cares? I don't care whatsoever. I mean, that'd be lit if it came to us. It makes no sense for it to come to us, but that is huge, dude. It's $3 per order. That means like that. Oh my gosh, the wealth. People are
That
so
should, I mean, if that holds true, that would dramatically, you would think,
dramatic.
some of the returns.
Yeah, especially
It's
for
on every return because that's Amazon's whole business
Shoes-
model.
shoes
for
and apparel.
return.
shoes and
Oh,
apparel.
shoes and apparel. Got it.
That's huge, man.
Super smart on their part. Because, I mean, the the proof is in the pudding, right? You run the return numbers of all categories, and then you run the return numbers of clothes and shoes. I mean, it's got to be at least 2.5x.
Just saw a statistic that craft beer sales are falling off like a cliff. That's such a good thing for America.
That's a recession indicator or something like that, right?
It's a sign that the IQ is skyrocketing, I think.
One thing you tell your younger self after 2 or 3 years of selling, I mean, I think all of us would like top of mind would be exist in public sooner, which is why we harp on it so hard. But I mean, like Amazon strategy wise, like it's not as difficult as you think to hit a lot of your goals is like kind of the big thing. Like,
Oh, not at all.
spend to hit 10K a month, wherever you're at, 10K a month might sound really hard. That's $5,000. That's like $100, $200 a day, something like that you're spending on product, right? That is super easy after you've done it for a little bit. Scale it up to 100K. Now you need to spend 50K a month. That's like $1.5 grand. And all of us here, we could spend $1.5 grand after doing it for a while and, probably less than an hour easily, especially depending on the day. Like, so just like remember that your goals are not as hard as they seem, but the work is very front loaded.
It's so much more simple than you think, and it is so much more effort than you think to do like big thing. What's like make $100,000 profit in a year, whatever. Like, but then the key is like your second $100,000 profit a year is substantially less effort because you have leverage and skill, and now your skill does more per effort you put in. Who should I add for my Twitter video? You're procrastinating, brother. Rip it, then go film another. Like, if you can't figure that out, this might not be for you.
The other advice I'd give my 2 to 3 year seller experience self is just like be prepared to strap in for another 3 years at least.
Patience. If you can hold your breath long enough, anything in this world will work, right? If you can legitimately just have enough patience and hold your breath long enough and embrace the process, anything will work. Anything else. Had the lowest price and won the buy box with sales, yet BQL kept my price at my minimum despite using profit increasing AI settings and its suggestions. No.
What happened?
I don't actually. So
sometimes it's like the repricing algorithm. Like I've learned at this point to not sit there and try to like guess what an algorithm is doing and say like, why is it doing this? Why is it doing that? It's like, if it's making me money at an acceptable margin, I don't really care. And if it's not, then you need to adjust your settings. But again, I wouldn't worry too much about like what is actually going on.
There was probably a bunch of other competitors at that same price. And so you were making sales, but there was no room for the price to go up or something like that.
Yeah, I just put way more mental bandwidth into the sourcing and minimum and maximums rather than actually how the rules are working. I spent 10 hours in the last 4 days searching for products and haven't found any. I must be doing something wrong. I mean, quite honestly, nowadays, profitable stuff is everywhere with the increased prices,
Yeah.
increased demand, all the sales that are going on. You should be finding stuff. It's probably you're not looking in the right places, right? So, double or kind of open your horizon. I mean, a good start would be look at the YouTube live sourcing that Miles, myself, Warner have done. Start at some of those sites, maybe even start at some of those products that we've talked through, and look through the adjacencies from there. Right, look through some of the competitive sellers. Look through some of the competitive the variations. Right, maybe a different size, maybe a different color. Right, the adjacencies, even off of the products that we have actually reviewed on our videos, are quite possibly profitable. So I would start there as a good kind of origination point.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, there's like right now is like the actual easiest time of the year. So
Yeah.
just dive into more storefronts and
Do more.
specifically
And
just look at the brands that Miles and I look at on YouTube videos. Like,
I think part of it is like people are, especially beginners, are just looking for the home run product, looking for the perfect product.
Yeah.
When you shouldn't be. You should just be looking for singles, right? Because ultimately, singles over time become doubles, triples, and home runs, right? If you replenish a single product, right, single valued product enough, it becomes way, way, way more valuable. So experiment, stay very thin and across a lot of different products. And you'll just stumble into products that become way, way better than you expected, based on how the offers are going to trend, based on how the price and product profitability is going to trend. So a lot of good things are going to happen once you start experimenting and just going a couple units deep in a lot of different products.
Bro
And-
said, Oh, you got it.
sorry, real quick to add to that. So I think that this is a mistake that I made early on when I was doing online arbitrage too. So you said you searched for 10 hours and couldn't find anything. I bet you found a lot of things, but I bet your criteria are too strict, right?
Yeah.
This is a mistake that I made when using tactical arbitrage and tools like that. When I was starting, I would set filters where I'd say, hey, I want to make 50% ROI. I want to make a $10 profit and I want to sell 100 units per month, right? I think to anybody on this call, like that would be a home run product. And those just don't come along every day. So look for those base hits, those, $2, $3 profit, 30% ROI, 25% ROI that you can turn quickly. I bet you skipped over a couple of those because you were looking for the home runs. So the moral of the story here is just keep your criteria loose and be willing to experiment.
I'm looking for anything that gives me $2 or $3 profit, but if it sells quick, I'll do anything. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would just start on some of the live sourcing that we've done. Start at some of those sellers that you've seen on the screen, sites if you've seen on the screen, products, and kind of go from there.
yeah, I mean, a lot of the same sales that we sourced are active right now. So go rip through those. Is it too late to have
9
a
to
good
5ers
December
that's
if you missed
still
out?
pulling up big months? Love to see it.
Bro said GTA 6 trailer drop. No, the only 3-letter word you should be saying is FBM, not GTA.
So this person said, how would you go about finding wholesale providers when you live in a remote area, South Dakota? So it's not so much about, well, first of all, it depends where your ship to is, right? Are you doing your prep yourself or are you using a prep center? If you're doing prep yourself, then you just want to look for suppliers that will service South Dakota, right? Most regional, national suppliers will ship anywhere in the country, so that won't be an issue. But also being in a smaller area like South Dakota, you probably have a leg up on some local suppliers there that only ship local, they only deliver locally on their own trucks that we wouldn't have access to being where we are in the country, right? So it's an advantage in some ways and a disadvantage in others.
And not to mention, there's thousands of prep centers all across the country, right? If you have a supplier that is in Nevada or some random state, you can probably find a prep center within a couple hours from that supplier, right? So it's not, the shipping should never be the issue because you can probably work your way around it by either ordering more quantity and kind of negotiating that free shipping or just getting a closer prep center.
Yep.
What up, Romer Body? What up, D?
And that's something that I like to do is I like to find products first and then worry about the logistics later, right?
Yeah.
So recently we just had, well, not recently, but one of our number one best suppliers located in California. And whenever we need products from them prepped, we have a prep center in Oregon that we'll use, right? And we never even started looking for that prep center in Oregon until we were ready to place an order with the supplier, right? So it's kind of like find the products first and then figure out how to get them to Amazon later.
Yep. Yeah, Deke was grubbing heavy last night at Fogo Axel. Yeah. The ice cream was hitting too, I'm not gonna lie. Looking for a shipping company to pick up pallets from a distributor and deliver to your residential address. Any cheap company? Okay, this is a cool question. I'm actually curious where you would go about finding this, Corey or Garrett, because I know both you guys have done this.
Freightquote.com. So if you go to freightquote.com, you can get a quote within seconds, and all you have to put in is your ship from, your ship to. You can choose residential pickup, residential delivery. Like you can customize your quote there in that portal, and they'll give you a couple of different. They're just like a freight broker essentially.
Okay, it is not too late. By the way, even if you haven't even ungated any big stuff, it's really, really not too late to get into the fun with FBM and everything. Like I posted a video on the Celeram channel like last week, sourcing only auto ungated products. You can watch that. Like get the big.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's every new seller's excuse who doesn't want to take action. I was like, oh, well, all the big brands are gated, right? Or what about getting ungated? It's like, I'm glad that you made a video where, hey, I'm going to prove to you guys that gating is not as big of an issue. Yeah, it's like I'm going to find products that only new sellers could find.
Yep. Yeah, like there's a bunch of like good small brands. Like if you like one, I'll give you guys like if you look up the Bombas brand, it's like a sock brand, and just storefront stock, go to populated listings, find low review, no review sellers. Like they're gonna have other auto ungate products because you know what I mean. It's a nice auto ungate brand. Need the protein family? Yes, family. That's a very very good point, family.
2/8 have a good December if you missed Cyber Monday sales. Absolutely not. A lot of the same sales are still going on right now. So hopefully, I mean, maybe you haven't started at all based on the question, but hopefully you have a list of like items that you noticed were going up in price that you can start referencing back to. By the way, all the rest of you guys who are listening to us and you have those lists, make sure you're checking and seeing like what's going crazy in price to see if you can get it shipped to you, because there's still a solid week where you could buy it today. Even if it's shipped slow, it's going to arrive to you at like peak Q4 pricing. And so there's a massive opportunity right now. You are going to have to do mostly merchant fulfillment, JP. Just based on timing, but there's definitely not too late.
Dude, FBA check-in times are ridiculous. This is the best I've ever seen them in Q4.
Dude, the whole market's the best.
Ours
this
are really
is
good.
Far the best Q4 like ever, because there's no Section 3, there's no restock limits. Like if it keeps, and the new return thing could be gangster too. Like this is I expected there to be substantially more price tanking this year. There's substantially less. Like, yeah. And mind you, like I'm getting this data from Kiva Product Finder searches of what's going up in price and legit looking at an obnoxious amount of Kiva charts too. Oh, here we go. Here's a good point. Avoiding seed oils increases buy box percentage. Yeah, there's a bunch of esoteric tips to increase buy box percentage.
Buy box bandits have been listening. Hours of buy box bandit increases buy box percentage.
Celsius.
Celsius,
that one I won't endorse. Your face being on the internet talking about Amazon stuff is big.
Big booty mix, of course.
Miles, you check DMs at all? What platform, Cone? Yeah, Super could be good there. Yeah, so I check DMs all the time, but I'm not sure which platform you mean, Cone.
Somebody asked
Xbox yet?
You say you sell the Xbox yet?
Yeah, we were encouraging to sell the Xbox yesterday. Yeah.
Somebody said, I'm a non-US resident. Is it okay to start with a prep center in the beginning? Yeah, that's really your only option. So if you're not located in the US, you have to use a prep center.
For sure. But there's a lot of people who do it
US marketplace
from abroad. So like that's definitely not like there's like a little bit of extra paperwork and that you'll have to have like a LLC or whatever, like talk to an accountant, that kind of thing. But once you can do that, it's basically the same business that all of us here are running.
Sell the Xbox and Patagonia jacket.
Yeah, like seriously, dude. Yeah, like get rid of the Xbox, right? Like delete Snapchat. There's a whole. I go through the whole routine, but like you guys know something.
If you have Celeramp, you still need Keepa. You can use Celeramp for like the first month, but you'll want Keepa for some more advanced data later down the line. But now that we have like buy box stats and all that kind of stuff too, you can get away with not having it for a bit.
Yeah, Corey, I just hooked it up. Just peep what I said. Get the
That's
whole
like
stuff.
a mom tip.
Get the whole. It's facts.
No, for sure. Yeah, I'm with that.
Does that stop coughing raw honey?
I mean, there's
It just like helps with like a scratchy throat, I think.
Yeah, sun maxing, avoiding seed oils. Yeah, there's about like the mission.
I think there were some seed oils in that molten cake you had though last night.
Probably, yeah. And do I look phased? Yeah. B Flip sell that.
Mia, I don't know if Mia's still here, but Mia had the funniest tweet, bro, about seed
I know
oil.
what you're talking about too. Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Big Flip sell the Xbox scholarship requirements.
They really are though. They really are. Like, dude, legit. This one kid sold the Xbox, and like 3 days later, he posted his things. and Aaron Coity was like, "Bro, sold the Xbox and started pumping immediately." Lesson in there.
Somebody asked, any tips to source from Telegram? I found a PS5 for $2. I know that guy's trolling because he asked it on my channel, and he probably knows what I would say.
Yeah, dude,
So
I-
you should buy all of them, Noah. They're definitely real. $2 PS2 or PS5. That's a
Push-ups
great
increase
deal.
$5. Miles, you still doing your 50 a day?
You saw me in person yesterday. I'm up 10 pounds in 90 days, of course.
Are you up 10 pounds in 90 days?
Yep.
Damn, look at you.
Depends on the category. Hey, that is what it is, man.
It's also
And
not.
also,
like,
too, prices.
It's also not peak toy season yet. Like, of
Well,
course.
that's what I was
the
about to
prices
say.
are
I was
gonna-
like,
yeah.
prices are going to continue to tank on a lot of stuff for the next 7 days, 6 to
Yeah,
10 days, really. Like, you'll make all your money from the 14th through the 21st, or that's when you'll make a lot of it.
Any reasonable prep centers on Long Island? I don't know about Long Island, but Delaware, New Jersey, New York, there's tons of them in like those 3 states combined. Pennsylvania, I'm
feel
sure
like-
there's a couple, but Delaware and New Jersey for sure.
Yeah. Wouldn't Long Island be a terrible place for a prep center?
It's out in the cut. Yeah.
It's like kind of far and it's expensive, right? Like,
Long Island's sick though. It's nice out there.
That's a crazy take. like,
I was like, I think you're probably the first person on planet Earth to ever say that.
yeah. Why don't you move there then?
Long Island gets like shit on like it's notorious for getting shit on.
Yeah. Like look at the weather there right now, and then look at the weather anywhere south of Jacksonville. Any prep centers in Aspen, G-Bot, yeah, you used to live near. FBA are still pending this hijacker. Probably not. It's probably just a dude's like his credit card. Yeah, I mean Martha's Vineyard's a vibe. Yeah, Martha's Vineyard's a complete vibe.
Somebody said, Corey, how did you get your first wholesale deal? So I went through not using any tools, anything like that. I pretty much just went on Amazon's website, found a bunch of brands that I wanted to reach out to open a wholesale account with that Amazon wasn't dominating. Buy box was steady, looked like it could be profitable. I'd find 20 brands like that, put them in a spreadsheet, then I'd call all 20, then I'd get told no 20 times, and I'd find 20 more and repeat the process until I got a yes. And it took about, I don't even remember, 80 to 100-ish calls to get, I think the first account that we ended up buying from. Something like that.
You said there's a certain thrill about putting everything you have into something. You come off crazy to most because they'll never experience it. I love the game. That is spoken by a former D1 athlete turned D1 Amazon seller. First 3 months, hammering out, selling listings at the moon. Well on his way to over 100 bands in the month, part-time with a 9-to-5 for now. You got to love it, right? Got to love the game. What are the steps to start FBA? Boom. Amazon seller account. Bang. Seller amp subscription. Keep a subscription. Watch 5 to 10 hours of YouTube videos. My free course. Warner and Garrett sourcing content, etc. Right? Go through the auto-ungating list that's in the description. Do all those auto-ungating brands tonight. Go to your local outlet. Nike out. Scan all the products with seller amp. Start doing product research online. And ideally document the process publicly on social media to meet other young kings and queens to build with. Bro, I literally read his tweet word for word. Like I legit read Parker's tweet word for word. But I mean that is facts. That's another important part of the step too.
Parker was a D1 athlete.
Yeah. I mean, look at his profile pic, bro. Georgia State, Georgia Southern. Yeah.
how long does it take to hit 10K a month if you start with 1,500? 4 months, 3 months, depend. Like you're compounding the money, so that 1,500 is going to multiply by 1.3 every like 45 to 60 days. So it's probably closer to like 6 months conservatively.
Yep. That's like a really good breakdown too. Yeah. Less if you do FBM too. My name is Patrick and I'm very excited to make this my new grind. I'm ready to put in hours and learn as much as I can to get to know the people part of this Discord. Bro, that's love, man. If you need any help, you let us know. We're happy to help. Get after it. You got to be ripping the daily payouts.
Do
Yeah, if
those
you can
do
get the
those
daily
come with a new account nowadays?
It
No.
takes a couple months of pumping.
Yeah, it seems like
When you
it
say
seems like
daily
once you do,
payouts-
like 6 figures or so, like they starting to offer daily.
When you say daily payouts, do you mean just like the ability to request them daily?
Yeah.
Is that what people mean? Yeah. Okay.
Very important. Bro said the Nike ungated Amex Plum approval will come when you are ready. Ooh,
Are
third shift.
Crocs?
Hold up. Third shift. Are we talking nursing potentially? Because if so, if any of you guys get military nursing, etc., hit the DMs on Discord. I'll hook it up. I'll spit some sauce for you guys on that. Going on 3 years. 3 years as of probably April.
Yeah, I'd say probably. I think we're at like 3.5 years on one as well.
You should propose to it at that point.
What is the
At
what
least-
is the
at
average
least-
for you, Corey?
Because
I would assume it's a little
good
longer
question.
than OA.
Yeah, it's a good
What,
question. Probably
4
like
months, 4 to 6 months.
I feel like I'm looking at our seller board right now, and I feel like all these products that I'm looking at, we've been carrying. Like if they're not opportunity buys, we've been carrying them. We've restocked them like 3 or 4 times. So I'd say the average product we probably restock 3 or 4 times, which could be 3, 4, 6 months.
Yeah.
What's the Miles? What's the profitability on an ASIN level to get that ASIN tatted? Like on somewhere that
this
you
ASIN
can't,
has to make me $1 million in profit, and I'll get it
on
tattooed
something
by
on somewhere that you can't see. We're not talking face or neck. Maybe like maybe like top of the leg or back
That
of
is
the
kind
leg or
of
something.
fire, except like maybe like the last 3 digits or something. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think I legitimately I think I'd have to make $10 million profit or like off one
That's
isn't well dude, to get it tatted though I have no benefits getting it tatted. There are 0 benefits of getting tattoos. 0, nothing. like at least for me.
Miles
Somebody
is
said
saying-
Corey preach branded bundles. Y'all aren't ready for that yet. Well, we'll make a video about that in the future.
Now, I'm not publicly gonna say this, but if you are watching this, read what Jimmy said, and that's that. And
Is that Jimmy?
take what? Yes,
yeah, that's Jimmy's.
Minecraft
I
channel.
never. I'm like, who is this guy? He knows what he's talking
Doing
about.
this for 4 months. Come on, that's his Minecraft channel from back in the day.
Yeah, he commented earlier that he used to play Minecraft with some of my coaching students who now opened a prep center.
Oh yeah, I saw him say
With
that.
that, they were all Minecrafting back in the day. Now they're mobbing out.
Jimmy's the type of dude to knocks like 3 of his best ASINs on the podcast we did with him.
Yeah, we literally had to edit them out.
Like two different scenarios. Yeah.
Bro, and if you guys want to see that this stuff really works, just scroll through my Twitter feed right now. I'm getting tagged left and right by people printing FBM wealth. Like, just go watch it and go take it for yourself.
I'm getting tagged in some of those too, and I'm like, hell yeah, I love it. Like, I don't even preach like FBM OA that much, but like, I love it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, Vince, bro, don't worry about the economy. Like, the data's there. Buy the products and sell them. Like, don't worry about the economy. See, this is an Xbox. This is a B-Flips Xbox scholarship recipient, actually, right here. Oh, wow. Damn, Drew, what's good, Drew? I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Need this kind of group of friends to be motivated all the time. Yeah, bro. We're all on a fast track to getting rich, and we want to take as many of you guys with us as possible. So that's why we do this stuff super often.
For sure. You include the source and price in your SKU. Does it end up on the label? It does not end up on the label, but it is a very good idea to include it in your SKU. I would also add your supplier to your SKU, just so you can like remember where you're buying certain things from. It helps you remember if you're going to be able to replant it or not a lot of times.
Raw honey increases testosterone.
Yep. And with that comes easier ungates, more FBM buy box share. There's a bunch of things that come with pumping.
Is that another one of your anecdotal buy box increasers now is raw honey?
I mean, I'm not quite because it's only like it's
There's a new one every week.
It's an isolated case study right now. But I know for a fact certain other ones are.
It's in clinical trials. So
Over under 2.5 days for Miles to order raw honey to his doorstep.
Probably already did.
He
Probably
already
is on the
has
screen.
it.
Are we getting the flips from
You
Miles
won't drink it
free?
live. Drink it live. Drink it live.
He's got a spoon in it. It looks like he was eating it. With
Yeah,
a spoon.
like you gotta take the hit of that in the morning. Yeah.
Is he bringing it back? I know
So
you
this
bring it
is a
back.
good question. I'd be curious to hear you guys answer. Somebody said, how many cancels before I should just move on to retailers who want my money?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, gotta
I
really
get, it depends on the product, depends on the opportunity. The better the opportunity, the better the profit. I would say the more you try. But I mean, there isn't really a scenario where a gift card's not going to solve it. Gift card and maybe shifting the shipping address or something like that. Though that's going to be really a universal solvent.
yeah, bro. I just got tagged by another dude. Bang. Beginner September 1st, 40K trailing 30 days. Now, he was a member of Alpha Tau Omega at Westchester University, so that does give him a major head start. But legit, like the work works right here.
Did you see that Sam did almost 150 last month? Yeah, bro. It's like
She's
what,
pumping.
she has a 3-month-old now? A 2 or 3-month-old? Yeah.
There are no excuses.
She's
Like,
now that she's on easy mode now. She did the hard work back in couple months.
please go take it. It's sitting right there. Go take it. It's gave birth in July. She gave that. Some of you guys are in college saying you don't have time. You have time. Go take it. It's sitting right there. It's sitting right there. Go
I'm
take
pretty
it.
sure her margins are like 20% too.
Decades of freedom are sitting right there. Go take them. Yeah, boom. Then you toss a retweet right there, right? I'll toss a W. Boom. There we go.
How much capital should I start FBA with? As much as you or feel comfortable with, right? As much as you can, because what happens is
Oh, we lost G-Body Benz.
what?
Oh, we got you back.
Oh, you lost me.
Yep.
You're good. You're back now.
Oh, bet. I mean, as much as you can get, right? The more connections you have, the more knowledge you have, the more experience you have, the more you're going to want to invest. What I would do is if you have the abundance of capital, keep it on the sidelines until you have the confidence in the experience, right? Save the 50K for when either an opportunity presents itself or you gain the knowledge and experience to be able to take it.
Garrett's having some. There it is. Okay, I think you're cutting out a little bit, Garrett. But
The video, the audio.
we got most of it. Can you sell if your account is deactivated? I mean, it's in the question, right? I mean, no. If you're asking if you can get another account, then typically also no. Just don't break the rules to begin with.
Bro said we lost Garrett again. Don't get me too excited.
Somebody said, how much capital should I start FBA with? What would be a good amount for online arbitrage?
Yeah, 1 to 3K, whatever you got though, honestly. Like, because say you don't have money, like say you got like not a lot of money, like $500, like you need the thrift store so desperately. You need to build that work ethic that you're gonna build in the trenches, dodging grandmas, right? Fighting.
Dude, the margins are so fat too.
Yeah, you need
Dude,
it.
it's just fun. Like I was
It is fun.
I was like talking back and forth with Chris today. Like might have to once the moon mission's complete, I might have to like hit up a thrift store once a week or something just to feel something. You know what I mean? Like
It is
Dude,
so much fun.
low key.
I
Like
remember
a TJ Maxx, a Marshalls.
yeah, once you're just like making money for fun and
the mission.
not
We
trying
got
to run it up anymore.
gas pedal on the mission. And ladies and gents, right? If you don't have your mission yet, you need to fight desperately to find it, right? Having a mission to go after is such a blessing. Flip Patagonia from thrift stores, get rich quick. Interesting play there.
Is that Max in a suit in his picture?
that's Max at graduation, bro?
Oh,
Yeah.
it looked like a suit in the small pic.
And dude, the guy behind him did 15K his first 2 weeks. I'm kidding. I don't know. That's probably a guy from the frat.
You could say like the thing is you could say that and be like totally
Legit,
believable.
Like legit, yeah. That's like that actually is the highest. That's yeah. It's crazy because this year, University of Buffalo up in New York started the year as the #1 producer of Amazon sellers in America, right? And now it is not even close. Westchester University is about 4x to 5x it.
And you're saying this is like these guys are in college, like in their fraternity, just
Like half
running
of
their
them are in,
business?
half of them have graduated. Yeah.
That's crazy because my fraternity, we were not selling on Amazon.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Bro said,
best
How do you
credit
get
card
rid? Go ahead.
high limit credit card, go Amex Gold is usually like your first like early on credit card that you can get like a pretty high limit on.
Cool, sweet. All right, we want to wrap up, fellas?
George,
Good.
Oh yeah.
Not true.
We need.
He's
we need to share
he's
more
not
of
been
the,
feeling very good. He's been shitty on my floor every morning and then waking up at 5 a.m.
Bro, get the
It's
VA.
not good.
Get the VA on it.
You gotta. You might have to get rid of the blur. Maybe it will work.
No,
No, I think we're good.
Well, he's like, fuck, not again.
What's up, bro?
But
He was asleep, but I guess he's going right back. to
At
sleep.
least 5 to 10% bigger
Set
every
just like
every
rolled
week.
back. Buddy,
Oh,
look.
that boy's on.
Come on.
oh,
There you
family.
go.
Good morning, family.
Oh, I lost my audio. Hold on.
Is he a big fetch guy?
Bro's out. I think Corey's audio is screwed too.
We're the type of dude to get the VA to walk the dog. Bro, I was FaceTiming Steven's VA earlier today, and it was a vibe.
There we go. I lost my audio there for a sec.
Okay, you all are about to witness animal abuse live on stream.
Oh, I don't know if he's gonna let me do it.
Oh God.
What is?
Well, you can see the little bed this time.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
he's-
Oh, came back from more too. That's
He just jumped right back down. Yeah.
This might be the first time we've seen George mobile.
yes.
He's never mobile. I promise you, he's never mobile.
That's facts.
Yeah, Jimmy
you
says
hear that,
whiteboard reveal. If you
Attack
zoom
the
in a little
mission.
bit.
FBM. The FBM orders need fulfilling, right? The pickup orders need placing. The 0 day needs handling, right? Make us proud. DMs are open if you guys got any questions, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good
See
to
you
see
guys.